Hello, the game has started and it's me to go first. I have a pretty poor rack, but I can still score with Vo done. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Not bad. I've got a good balance of vowels and consonants, but the clunky F, not great for bingoing with generally, especially when it's accompanied by another higher scoring tile like the P. Opponent plays Voodoo, and just looking at potential plays here. Like to get rid of the F if possible. Play a foe. Float. I have created a hotspot at 4D. Hopefully opponent doesn't have the Z at this juncture. It would actually suit me quite nicely to play the J there, but unlikely to remain available. Okay, opponent bingos, and I suppose I have Jeet for 47. Just looking if I can get my J to play at 4H. If I had a B, Benj would be the go. Okay, now add G is also good. That's a 48-point play. It's far safer. I think I will go with this. Okay, some higher scoring tiles, the H and the P. Opponent gets rid of a few vowels, and I've got Hup here, which sorts the rack out fairly well. And 31's a decent score. Pach is also good, P-U-H, but I think I'll go with this. Hup. Now, that's not a bad pickup. That E looks very good at the top. With opponent has exchanged. What am I looking at with the E? Astonide and okay, that's a shame. I can't see a bingo that plays apart from Astonide. Sedation. Sedation? No, sedition is what I'm thinking of. What about this S? Wow, just not seeing it. Sedation. It was a little bit risky because I don't have, well, I have the S now. Celosia, I think, is good. Socialize. Socialize does actually play through the eye of Vigia. Just want to see. So, oh no, socialize is a 9. I must have been mixing that up. Celosia and coallize. What about the S? The N also a possibility, an NO word, but I'm not seeing slice for 60. Social. What am I missing here? Coallize. Alopecia, no. Sace. 60. I just couldn't see a bingo apart from celosia. Maybe there was something through the A. Opponent scores well with the Z, 37. I don't have anything that goes after the Z. Looking for hot spots for my H. Heyo fits the bill for 31 and a decent enough rack leave. I'm going with this. Now that's a great looking rack. Aerolite through an E. What about the N? Notarial, not quite. Is there a 7 here? Okay, opponents provided a B and a C. The R not so helpful. What about the B? Bloatia? No. Bloatia. I don't think bloatia is good, but no, didn't think. So what about the C? Wow, I feel like I'm missing something here for sure, but just cannot see it. The R, well, arterial, no. Wow, Just not happening. So do I go with all for 22? That's not a bad rack leave. Yeah. Retinoid onto a D. That's not going to happen. I have the non prefix, but again, not looking likely. Is there a 7 here? I have the shin ending. I have the bio prefix. Tenebrio, not quite. Boronite plus an I. Triolain through an L. Opponent scores well with few. Orienter, no. So it looks like I have to get rid of I and O without compromising bingo lanes. How best to do that? Oh, if I play IO up here, it just gives opponent easy scoring. Now, Azo takes an N. I'm going to play IO there and see what comes of this rack. There we go. Trained and detrain is good as well. Detrain, what about antired? Okay, opponent bingos. $83 for antired. Opponent might score well under the D. I've drawn the X. That's a good thing. 36 bottom left, or I think opponent's likely to play around this D. Just looking at X hotspots. Wow. Very short on vowels, I'd say. Now, what to do here? What about moop and keep the X for next turn? Because 37's a decent score. Yeah, going with that. Great, I've got a vowel to work with, and EX and XI at the top. This is quite a hot spot. Opponent has etymony, no. Entomology, no. I think I'll go with X at the top here. Grex is good as well. Where else to play the X? My time's running a bit low. And I think I'm going to go with X. 36. Egrets. Azon takes an S. Mealy. Okay, I've got a minute and a half. Chins is good. Greyest. And that's the end of the game. 495 to 348. Thank my opponent for the game. Let's see what we missed. Back to the beginning. Vodun looks fine for 26. Opponent has pretty awful rack. Gets rid of both U's with Voodoo. Now float was simming fairly high. Let up through the U. Let up getting the P doubled twice. That's a nice score, but float, yeah, pretty similar equities. That's okay. Nice rack for opponent. Blaffing, that's quite nice. And baffling, the anagram. Opponent goes with ballings. And that gives me a good J play. D3, add G. Jeet was the other one I considered, 1 point less, but a much better rack leave, but also, well, I don't think the J was a real danger apart from Benj, B-E-N-J. Yeah, maybe I should have gone with my original play, a point less but a much better rack leave, and reflected in the equity as well. I went with Agi. Now Ina for 15 and Hup for 31 looks fine. Opponent goes with an exchange. Sedation, the only playable bingo. I took an age on that move. And opponent luckily did not have an S. Vigia for 18 comes down. And then no playable bingo here. Social for 57. I did actually think of social, but there's so many extensions to social that I thought, nah, I'll go with Sace for 60. And still happy with that option. Azo for 37. Nice score there. Heyo for 31 looks fine at the top. Alb for 26 opponent had. Goes with, it's actually not far from a bingo apart from the clunkiness of the B and F on the rack. Opponent plays brace and retailer. How can I miss such a high probability 8? It does happen. A little bit tired tonight, but no excuse. Retailer was a real miss. And then all for, how much was that? 22. It was the next best one. Few for 26. And then Iron for 1914A. I did think about hooking an N on at this stage just for some score, but I didn't really want to leave a tile floating in the trip lane if I didn't need to. Hence the EO play at the top left. Now opponent's got striked, and yeah, he would have had a bingo there. Or skirted, actually, skirted at I8 and bed skirt from the B of brace. That's not an everyday word. I mean, it is in a way, but it's kind of, yeah, I suppose people use the word valance more often than bed skirt. Skirted, yep, 2 different spots. He gets that down. And then antied for 83 was the highest scoring bingo. But look at this androdite. Androdite, is that a stone or a mineral of some sort? Sounds like it. Indarted, nitrated, yeah, there were a couple of bingos there, but antied was the highest scoring one. And opponent plays very for 20, but had Vly for 37 at 1A. Yep, that would have been the play for sure. Goes with very, and then I couldn't really see a great play with the X, and there actually was one Roux, R-O-U-X. That's quite nice for 44. Moop for 37, retaining the X, and almost certain to score well with it on the next turn, provided I pick up vowels, which I did. Opponent plays Chin for 22. That looks fine. X for 36 looks best. Mealy for 28. Greyest to go out. So that was the end of the game. Yeah, some misses there. Retailer, shouldn't be missing that. But yeah, pretty good game. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.